Welcome to the automated outbound dialing demo from Virtual Voice Services. Today we're going to give you a very brief overview of the outbound side of our system. The automated outbound dialer is very useful in sales environments, customer service, debt collection, these types of facilities where you need to make and measure a good amount of outbound calls. Now, to simply get into our service, you don't need any special equipment whatsoever. You basically need a PC with a web browser connected to the internet, and that's it if you're using our IP service. Or if you want calls delivered to a telephone, you obviously just need a telephone of some sort. Now this can be just a standard based home telephone, or an office phone, or even a mobile phone. So we're delivering calls from our network to you and then connecting your call to a customer call made from within our service. So I'm simply going to log into our service using our secure credentials. Now this is a demo system that we're using today, so obviously there isn't any live or confidential data in here. So I'm going to log into the service that we have set up, and straight away you can see we're into the home screen. Now this is showing a very high level overview of the outbound service that we have in our demo system. You'll notice straight away you have a balance history here. It's very easy for costs to run away with themselves when you're doing outbound marketing, so we think it prudent to actually display a real-time balance of how much you've actually spent at this current time. So we assign you a credit limit, you have a real-time balance that you can view your balance histories, lots more other information down the left hand side of the screen. We have call logs, so you can actually keep a very close eye on what's going on, who you've called, etc. from the call log information, which agents have made which calls, etc. And then also down the left hand side you can administer your operators call center scripts and manage your data. There's also quick links to be able to contact ourselves here if you need any help at all. So from a very, very high level view, this is your home screen, and this is where you'd actually administer some functions. So the first item we're going to administer is going to be our call center scripts. Outbound dialing campaigns are theoretically made up of three components. First of all, we essentially have a script or a call flow that the agent is going to use to either give information to the person they're calling or collect information from them. So it's basically a call flow of how you want the call handled and what information you want collected, and this is also then where we output that collected information as data back to something like an Excel spreadsheet or a CRM package. The next element is obviously your data, so you import data into the system, you use it for your calling purposes on that campaign, and then typically export it out of the system in the same format but with the collected data that you've essentially gained within the call that the call center agent has made. And then the third element is obviously the agent and how they use the data, what they see in front of them, and that's a combination obviously of the data and the script. So very quickly we're going to log into a basic script. We have a pre-built script here called Fleet Managers. For this example, we're a car hire company, so we want to target fleet managers in a certain area. So we have some data there called fleet managers. We have a script set essentially against this data. So at the moment, if we just preview the script that we have, very simple, company name, industry type, etc. Just basic contact details, and then some details that we actually want to collect. Are they currently leasing a vehicle? Yes, no. Which leasing company, number of vehicles, are they vans, cars, or both, potentially a renewal date, and then some notes on the call essentially to potentially help the next person that speaks to these people. So a very, very simple script there for people to go through. Obviously a lot of this data will be pre-populated once we get into the campaign. So I'm essentially going to go back into our now list of data. Our data here, we have some data called Fleet Manager. There's 58 entries. If I want to view the data that we actually have, I can view that here just to have a quick view of what type of data is actually in this particular list and do a quick sanity check. We can import data. So where do we want to import data from? Import typically from an Excel spreadsheet. We can edit the data, assign scripts to this data, and then obviously export the data. So very easy to essentially add new information, essentially view the data, edit the data, join scripts to it, and then subsequently export the data once the campaign is finished. So I'm now going to actually just log on as an agent so we can start to see some of this information in use. Now typically this would be the type of window that an agent would see. So very simple, not too cluttered in any way at all. In the middle area in green is essentially the script area. So very simply we can see a few details. We can see I'm logged on as an operator called Carly in this case. My login state is in. I'm waiting to place calls, and the telephone number is actually a mobile phone. So when I essentially hit make call, a call is going to be launched to that mobile phone number, i.e. me, and a call is also going to be launched to the customer. Now essentially as soon as they answer, those two are joined together and we have our outbound facility that's being measured and monitored within our network service. So I said completely virtual, no special software required. We can set this up for you within minutes, so you can actually start outbound campaigns very quickly. So the number that is going to be called is essentially this number across the top, associated with here. If I were to hit make call, instantly a call would be made to that particular number. I would then go down, and while I'm speaking to this person, I would edit some details. So I would maybe be asking for their email address, their website address, are they currently leasing, which leasing company are they using, number of vehicles, great, mostly cars, a renewal date, and there's also then some notes here from a previous call which I can actually add to should I wish, and then move further down the list. I'm done. That was a successful call, or I need to reschedule. I'm going to reschedule for tomorrow. Do I want to assign this rescheduled outbound call to anyone that's free at the time who's logged onto the campaign, or do I want to solely assign it back to myself because there's a relationship there with that caller? Try again later, the person was busy, etc. Actually this was a dead number, bad record, or not yet attempted. So literally if I hit success, we then essentially mark that record as done because we don't want to do anything with it again. We've actually then output and sent a result, i.e. this is a lead, so we've output and sent this information to an email address, and the script response essentially has been saved. So very simple to administer the outbound calling for agents. And simply once I've finished with this record, show next, the next record pops up, make call, and I continue my job. So that concludes our demo today for our automated outbound dialing service. I would really suggest you get in touch with us on 08000 114 171 and we could speak about your requirements in much more detail based on your exact situation. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.